Come to the top of your mat. Cross one foot in front of the other, one arm on top. Come up through the crown of your head, lifting up along the spine, top of the shoulders relax. See if you can hold that posture for a moment. And then switch your legs, one other leg in front, other arm on top, and see if you can hold that posture on the side you don't typically prefer. And then if you need to switch back to lower down, do so. Otherwise, challenge yourself to lower down all the way on your non-dominant leg. Oh, that's tough. All right, and balance. Heels together, arms reaching out, shoulder blades back, roll back, pull your abdominals back, stretch your legs out on the high diagonal and pump your arms. Go, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Big inhale and exhale. And reach the legs long, pull your abdominals in and up. The arms pump up, 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 but you pull your abdominals in, in. So they're not moving. You can even watch them for a moment and watch them not move as you pump your arms. Reach your hands. Traditionally, fingers are together and they're reaching toward your heels. As your heels reach away, pull the abdominals, the sides of the waistline in. We'll do 2 more breaths. Go inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 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 exhale. Lower your legs. Take your arms overhead. Prepare for the roll up. Arms come up, head comes up. Remember here, you could bend your knees. And if you bend your knees, bend them symmetrically. Exhale, round over. Lift out of the sides of your waist, round it back. Shoulder blades back, pull back, pull back, pull back. Exhale. Inhale, arms come up, head comes up, rounding that spine, articulating. Now pull your abdominals in and up. And then exhale, keep pulling the abdominals, tiny little waist, sides of the waist, hug in, and exhale. Inhale, arms come up, head comes up, hug the sides of the waist in and up. It's like a toothpaste tube, and they're squeezing in and up. And then the same thing here. Leave your legs behind, exhale, articulate your spine. Let's do one more. It's always so nice to wake up the spine first thing in the morning and exhale, or maybe it's not first thing for you, and then round it over. Shoulder blades on the back and exhale, exhale. Okay, draw your right knee into your chest, hug it in. I'm actually going to get a strap and then in a moment here to do a full leg stretch because we all need to do that regularly. And then just, but for right now, switch legs, hug your left knee into your chest. That's a good low back stretch. One leg straight, one leg hugging in, still drawing your abdominals back. And then both legs down. Let's do a proper roll up. And we will find something to stretch our feet with. So a belt, washcloth, bath, what do you call those things? A bathrobe belt, a regular leather belt, anything that reaches. I always say a pair of jeans actually work great. Okay, so I've got my right foot hooked right behind my toes, left leg is long. Relax your shoulders into the mat, right leg vertical. So we'll feel that thigh bone dropping into the back of the pelvis, reach through your right heel, strong. Wake up the back of that leg, all the way, the whole length of the leg. Really stretch your heel, try to get your heel above your toes. And then turn your toes open to the right, the whole right leg externally rotates, cross it over to the left, take your right arm off to the right. Keep grounding that right thigh bone into the back of the pelvis, soften the ribs. Nice easy breath, so you're still breathing as you stretch. You want to still be able to expand and contract as you stretch. It's not a hold your breath, suffer through it kind of thing. And then back to center, and we'll go ahead and put that strap to the side, put your hands to your side, palms face down, right leg is still up, and circles with that right leg. Pull it in toward you, across the body, down, kick it up. So you're only going as wide as, let's say, the width of your shoulders with your leg, but you can take your leg quite low. You could even go heel to toe, right heel to left toe, and kick it up. Let's do one more that direction, kick, and then reverse out to your right and kick. But as I lower that leg more toward the ground, I'm resisting with my abdominal muscles. My low back does not come off the mat. Out and kick, one more this direction and kick it up. Place that leg down. Take your left leg up. Hook behind the toes. Whatever you got, holding on there. You're at home alone. You could take off your pants and use them to stretch your leg. No one would know, except maybe your cat. Okay, so, but to me, this is a absolutely necessary stretch to do a couple times a week. Gets into the Achilles tendon. A lot of people, it's tension in the top of the calf or in the hamstring. So all of those things, we need to keep those gliding, keep those tissues gliding, those tendons gliding, so that we can walk properly. So reach through that left heel. See if you can get that left heel above your toes. Reach, 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 reach. See if you can get some wrinkles in the front of your left ankle. And then turn your toes open to the left. The whole leg externally rotates. Cross it over to the right, only as wide as your right shoulder. Hold on with my right hand, take my left arm off. I'm still keeping my left hip down. This opens up the outside of the leg a little bit and helps get that independence between the leg bone and the pelvis. And then we'll come back to center. Put the circle to the side, your strap to the side, put your hands to your side, and we'll start our circles. Put your leg in toward you, across the body, down, kick it up. So you're only going as wide as about your shoulders, but you can go down quite low once you get the hang of the leg circles. And the more I use my abdominal muscles and really hug in, the less my thigh is going to grip. Okay, so I don't want to have that grippy thigh feeling at all. I know it's not uncommon. Let's reverse directions, go out to your left. But the more I use my abdominals, the less that happens. So you get more independence in the leg movement, and that thigh muscle doesn't have to help out. And last one, kick it up. Place that leg down. Okay, one roll up, arms come up, head comes up. Someone asked a question last week about rolling like a ball, and it made them dizzy. And that's a very reasonable question. There are all kinds of things with rolling like a ball that are not optimal, including your spine, right? Like your spine is pokey and it hurts and you bruise your spine. And including putting weight up on your upper neck. So that's a bad idea. Don't do that. But yeah, you can just skip rolling like a ball. You can skip the rolling part, hang out here, hug your heels in close to your hips. Heels are together, one hand on each ankle, and just hold this posture, shoulder blades back and down, scooping my abdominals, right? That in itself is a really useful posture, lifting through the top of my chest. And then if you want to add the roll, we'll just do 3. So roll back and up for 1 and back. And I mean, the benefit is it's a nice spine massage. And 3, and then that's it. Stretch your left leg out, hold on to your right knee, lean it back. Reach through that left leg, and then switch sides. Now pull the abdominals in and up, and switch sides. So everything's very quiet except the legs. Arms are moving a little bit, but most of the movement is the legs. Everything else is holding still. My pelvis is holding still because my abdominal muscles are hugging in. The sides of my waist are hugging in. I can pick up the pace and breathe. Go inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. One more time. Inhale, inhale, and exhale, exhale. Draw both knees in. Double leg stretch. Here we go. Ready? Go inhale, reach it out. Exhale, hug in. Don't worry, we'll take a break after this one. Inhale, reach long, and exhale. Hug the sides of your waist in. Don't let your back come off the mat. Right? So I'm anchoring that mid back, and exhale right at the base of the rib cage. Inhale, reaching the arms overhead and then swimming them out to the sides. 2 more. Reach long, swim the arms out to the sides. Reach long in line with your ears, and then exhale, rest your head. Okay. Scissors. Hold on to the back of your legs. Curl your head and chest up. Again, re-sink the pelvis. Legs up toward the sky. Hold on to your right leg. Left leg reaches. And switch it. And kick. So we're getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Pulling the waistline in and up. My shoulder blades are trying to draw back. And I'm reaching as high as I can by curling my head and chest up, not by shrugging my shoulders. Right? And kick. Kick, kick, and breathe. It goes inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. Well, one more inhale, inhale, and exhale, exhale. Draw your knees in, rest. Okay, double leg lift. Not taking the legs any lower than you can keep your low back down. Hold on, curl your head and chest up. One hand behind the other at the base of the skull. Legs up toward the ceiling. Okay, heels are together and they lower and pull it up. So you can start with little baby ones just to check in. Okay, I got control there. Maybe your baby ones look like this, right? Just controlling the low back down. That's plenty hard. In fact, I would say for me, weirdly, that's harder than taking my legs way down, because there I get to use my leg, the back of my leg muscles, and they help me out. And back up. Let's do one more, everybody. One more. Reach, 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 wherever you're going to, and back up. And bend your knees in brief rest. Keep the hands behind your head, and then curl your head and chest up. Now, when you get up there, resync your abdominals. So integrate them, draw them back in. Now stretch your left leg long, cross to your right, and switch. So this is like, I don't know, medium paced, intermediate level about. Well, that's what we'll call it. And reach the left leg. And reach, and reach, and reach. Cross over. Try to get your, curl your head and chest up. Pull the abdominals in, so still your stomach's not popping out. It's like I'm hugging the sides of my waist and pinching the side of the waist, pinching the side of the waist, using those strong muscles along my spine, front and back, side to side. And we'll go inhale, last breath, inhale, and exhale, exhale, and rest. All right, that was the abdominal series. It always feels like a victory. Get the abdominal series in before 9 a.m. You're doing good. Okay, now just from here, rock yourself up to sit. Spine stretch forward. Feet are mat distance apart, so about 2 feet apart. Ankles flex, toes up to the sky. Arms float, just to shoulder height. Arms are out, so palms face down, fingers together. Lift up through the spine. So you can find that line from the floor of the pelvis up for the front of the spine, sides of the waist hug in, up through the crown of the head. I know I always hold this part a little bit long. And the reason for that is to get you to work on your posture here and feel how the sides of the waist, the trunk area, is what's really holding you up. Not the top of the shoulders, not the neck, not the jaw, not your toes. Okay, then we add the forward bend of the upper back. So go inhale and exhale, rounding that upper back. I tuck my chin and then rounding back up and then rounding back in. So just a few times like that, right? As I back up. So go inhale, sit tall, exhale, round into it. Inhale, sit tall, and exhale, round into it. My upper back is rounding. My waistline is staying really tall. One more time, lifting me out of my hips and back up. And then we pop the legs up for open leg rocker. You could always bend your knees first and hold on to the back of the legs and keep the knees bent, right, to hold your balance. Again, if you don't want to rock, that's fine. Just push your legs into your hands, work on the balance part here. That's good abdominal work. Otherwise, we rock back and back up and rock back and back up. And I could hold my legs higher, straighten my legs, rock back and back up. Just shoulder distance with the legs, not any wider, as if they're hugging the midline. One more. Rock it back and back up. Bring your legs together, heels together, arms up, and articulate your low back down. Come onto your back, legs up to the sky, hands by your sides. Okay, and we're ready for circles and pushing the back into the mat in this case. Pull your legs in toward you, circle the legs around to the right and back to center and to the left and center. One more like that. Pull them in, circle right and center. Pull them in, circle left and center. Now, pull them in, lift your hips a little, articulate back down and to the right. We're just doing a little bit of a lift, a little bit of a toes over the nose and circle. One more time, pull the toes in, one more time to the right is what I mean. And now one more time to the left, pull them in and circle. Okay, that's all we'll do for corkscrew for that variation. Rock yourself back up to sit for the saw. It's really hard to teach lifting the hips up over your head virtually. Like, I kind of feel like I need people in person to see that and help them and not do wonky things to your neck and shoulders. Okay, but if you already know how to do that stuff, go for it on your own. I just feel nervous teaching that online. Sit up nice and tall, and we're doing the saw. Turn to your right, exhale, reach. Inhale, come up and turn, and exhale, reach, looking into your stomach. Come up and turn. So it's like spine stretch forward. We're just rounding the upper back, drawing the guts in and up, and come up and turn. And reaching that back arm back as well. So it's a big stretch. And come up and turn and reach it back, back, back. And one more to the left. My pinky finger is reaching out past my pinky toe, and I'm going to spin myself right around onto my stomach for the neck roll. Coming onto my forearms, feet long behind me, pelvis is pressing down, thigh bones pressed down, heels are toward each other, and I'm going to lift those low abdominals in and up. Then look to the right, circle your chin down and around, look to your left, and back to center. Look left, circle, look right, and center. Look right, circle, look left, and center one more time. Free up that neck, circle, and look, and center. Come all the way onto your stomach. Stretch your arms straight out. This is like my variation of swan prep right here. This is the one we normally do in the studio during public class. Reach your arms long, reach your legs long, press your pelvis down, draw your abdominals up, lift your arms and legs, and just hold. And as you hold, reach those legs out of the pelvis. Reach, 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 reach. Draw the spine in and up, and then come all the way down. Meaning draw the spine out of the pelvis up toward your head. And we'll do that 2 more times. Stretch your arms long, reach your legs long, heels turning a little bit toward each other, push the pelvis down, lift up. Now draw those abdominals in, reach the legs out of the pelvis, reach the spine out of the pelvis. You got nice opposition through that low back, and then rest. That's what we're going for. Opposition, and then hugging the muscles in to create stability. One part is lengthening, one part's hugging in. So arms reach out, legs reach out, equal measure of lifting and lengthening, 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 and equal measure of hugging in. Hugging those butt muscles, hugging the side waist, hugging the abdominals from the front to the back, and then rest. Good. So you create length and then you create stability. All right, from here, come up on your forearms again. We're gonna do single, sorry, keep your legs straight. Go knuckle to knuckle, make 2 fists, wrap your arms around a big beach ball, and we're gonna do single leg kick. Look straight forward, push your pelvis down, and then we kick that right heel and left heel. And go right, kick, kick, and left, kick, kick. Right and left and kick, kick, pushing the pelvis down, lifting the abdominals, lengthen out of your low back. One more, and come all the way down. Okay, double leg kick. So yes, often we sit back on our heels as a little counter stretch. Ideally, you're able to keep traction and length out of the low back that whole time. Okay, so you don't need to counter stretch. One hand on top of the other, elbows down toward the floor, turn your face to one side, heels toward each other, maybe they're touching, and you kick the heels together to the hips. 1, 2, 3. Now look up. Let's keep the hands clasped for the moment and stretch the shoulder blades. And then turn your head the other way. Rest your elbows. Go 1, 2, 3. Look forward. Clasp and reach. And turn. Go kick. 2, 3. Now hug those shoulder blades together purposely. And then let them go completely purposely. Right? So it's like we're cracking a walnut just for a second, and then we're letting it go completely. That's the key, is that opposition of hug in and then let go last time. And look up and rest. Okay, and now we will sit back on the heels. Stretch out the low back for a moment there. And turn yourself around for the neck pull. So feet are hip distance apart, ankles flexed. I always do this little, just pull my thigh bones back into the back plane of the pelvis, kneecaps point straight up and down. That helps me sit tall. Okay, one hand, let's do this with the hands in the front of the forehead today. That way you're gonna have less chance of doing weird things to your low back. So one hand stacked in front of the other on the top of the forehead. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, lifting out of your waistline, round over, like you're rounding over a big barrel, and then round back up. Now hinge, really lengthening out of the low back, and start to round it out. Leave your heels behind as best you can. Now round it back up by pulling the waistline out of the pelvis and round over. So that's the key to neck pull, is that we're keeping length through the low back the whole time. So sometimes this is your neck pull. It's just right here. That's it. And then rounding forward. It looks a lot like spine stretch forward, right? So we'll just do that a few more times. Sit really tall, shoulders are relaxed, lift out of your waistline, round forward. Okay, now this time, sit tall, lift out of your waistline, hinging back, but lifting out of your waistline. Squeeze your butt a little bit if you can, and lift up and round over. Okay, so now we'll add on. Come up, hinge it back. Now still lifting out of the waistline, right? I'm leaving my legs behind, and then I'm adding on that final piece of rounding back and rounding over. So I just like to show that because I think it's so important to get that traction, that length out of the sides of your waist, no matter what level you're at. And we hinge it back and round it back. This time we're going to stay back there, round it back all the way back onto your mat for bridge, shoulder bridge. So slide back onto your mat if you need to, your head, and then heels come in close to your fingertips, knees are bent. I had said this last time, I like to have my heels actually touch my fingertips because then for me, I know my feet are level, but my knees bend that much. Your knees may not bend that much, but trying to get them level one with the other is helpful. Okay, pushing into the soles of your feet. Let's do an articulation. We'll do 2 articulations and then we'll go into the actual shoulder bridge. So the articulation is tucking the tail, scooping your abdominals, and lifting one vertebrae at a time, like you're lifting a string of pearls up off the mat, and then you're articulating one at a time back down. If I really reach my pelvis toward my heels, I can get good traction out of that low back and get the low back to touch before my butt muscles touch. Okay, and then again, articulate, rounding, just up to the shoulder blades, just so your whole upper back is on the mat, and then articulate back down. So it's working that really strong pelvic tilt, but also reaching long out of it, okay? Then from there, just lift your hips straight up. So now we're knees, hips, and shoulders in a line, pushing into the soles of the feet. Push into your left leg, get your left butt cheek to really fire up, purposely hug that left butt cheek. Then draw your right knee into your chest. We'll just hold that for a moment. Push into your left foot, hug around that left hip, place the right foot down. Okay, now switch sides. So push into your right leg, purposely get that right butt cheek, right hamstring to fire, and then draw your left knee into your chest. And just hold it there for a moment, and then place it back down, and place both legs down. Okay, so that's our shoulder bridge. Now, rock yourself up to sit. I was going to do jackknife, but we'll hold off on jackknife. And we'll come over for side kicks. Come onto your left side, left shoulder. Hand underneath the head or arm straight, right? Let's do top hand on the hip. It could also come in front, but we'll do this little intermediate variation. Your feet are off the front edge. So your feet are about 2 feet in front of your shoulders. Reach that top heel out past the bottom heel lengthwise. So it's reaching out on my top hip and then hip height. And it goes kick forward and back. Watch the tension in the top of your foot so you don't have to flex your ankle or anything. Just nice and easy. And you could turn your top knee a little bit up to the sky, just a little external rotation. You can play around with that. You'll get different muscles in the hips. You'll find out where your hips are weak. It's always interesting. And kick back, and one more, kick to the front. Okay, now heel over heel. We point the toes up to the sky and reach them out. So I'm just going medium range of motion because I'm trying to hold my waistline still, my head still. And if I do my full range of motion, everything's going to move. One more time, point up and flex down. Now reaching that top heel out again. I'm reaching my top hip away. Then little circles. One, like I'm trying to draw circles on the wall way out there with my heel. And then reverse your circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, kickstand that leg over, holding onto your ankle, lift your bottom leg up, and the bottom leg pulses up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse your circles. Notice I'm not creating any tension in that ankle. I'm not circling from the knee, I'm circling from the hip, okay? And now stacking leg over leg. Let's do high scissors. So the legs, both legs lift. I've got this top arm. I'm going to just lightly touch my 3 fingers to the mat in front of me. Take my top leg forward, bottom leg back, and work on that balance. And then switch it, bottom leg forward, top leg back, and work on that. I should be able to take my hand off there. And now 5 kicks. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep my legs up there. Keep my arms in line with my ears. Try to hold it on my side. and then roll over to the second side, in which case we're going to flip head to toe just so we can see each other. Okay. And again, hand underneath the head. So my right shoulder, right hip are at the back edge of my mat, feet are off the front edge, about 2 feet in front of my shoulders if you don't have a yoga mat. I'm going to keep my top hand on top of my hip for today, but one could have it on the mat in front. Keep looking straight forward, top leg lifts, hip height, reach it out of that hip, and then kick it forward and back, and go forward and back. Keep looking forward. It's so tempting to look at your feet, but then you're rounding your spine. So we're going to try to find that line from tailbone to crown of head and organize around the spine that way. Again, you could turn your knee a little bit up to the sky just for fun to see what different muscles you work with that little external rotation. Some of you naturally externally rotate, in which case maybe you want to try your knee straight forward. And last kick, and then heel over heel. And we point the toes up and reach the heel out. Point up, so it's medium range of motion. I'm trying to hold my hips steady. In fact, if I have my hand on my pelvis, I can kind of reach that pelvis, use my hand to stabilize the pelvis. Just for information, I might not do that every time, but just for a little feedback. Point up and reach. Now, little circles here. Go 1, like I'm drawing little circles through my heel out on the opposite wall. 4 and 5, reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cross that top leg over, lift the bottom leg up, and pulse it up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, stacking the legs again. High scissors, both legs lift. And I've got this time I've got my top hand, little fingertips across there. Top leg forward, bottom leg back. That's going to be tough balance. Work it. See if you could lift your hand and balance. And then bottom leg forward, top leg back, and you should be able to balance there. And then 5 kicks. I'm going to put my fingertips back down. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold, and enough. Come all the way down. And come up to sit. We're going to come into teaser. Come on to your back. So I'm going to switch my head so you can see me. And we'll do 2 modified teasers into 2 intermediate teasers into 1 final full teaser. So you can stay at any level along the way. Okay, so nice modified teaser is to bend the knees in and hold on to the back of the legs, heels together. Use your abdominal muscles, right? So pull them in and up, curl your head and chest up, and then push your legs into your hands and you rock up to sit with bent knees. Okay, so that's a nice beginner modification. I could let go there and just practice letting go and then roll it back and draw the knees back in. Okay, next one, arms not holding onto legs, curl my head and chest up, straighten my legs as sort of momentum, right? Then come back down. I'll bend my knees in, but then I'll articulate my low back down. Okay, that's modification number 2. Modification number 3, arms are out, legs a little bit further out. Use my abdominals, curl head and chest up. Now use the legs, shoot them out, and I'm here. And I could even do little circles. 1, 2, 3. Leave my hands there, leave my legs there, pull that low back down, draw the knees in. Okay, now full teaser. I'm going to start with my legs out in the high diagonal, arms overhead, and curl up and hold it there. And again, little circles. 1, 2, 3. Leave my hands there, articulate my low back, down, 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 draw my knees in. Now, to hip circles. So let's come back up. This isn't really a full teaser. We'll do a modified teaser to get into hip circles. Knees are bent, rock up. Here we are, legs up. Draw your knees in, come onto your forearms behind you. Hug the knees into your chest. Now, we circle the knees around to the right and they end up on the left side, okay? Around, so I'm doing a full half circle from shoulder to shoulder. So now I'm at the left and I kick my legs and bend to the right, to the left, to the right, and kick. I'm trying to hold my waistline still. Chest is open, kick to the left, as if I'm pulling my toes into my shoulder, right? Knees to shoulder, and right, toes to shoulder. And we'll do one more to the left. Go knees left, knees right, knees left, and kick. And we're gonna do one more to the right, and right, knees left, and kick to the right. Now, come up from there, just for fun, kneeling side kicks. Oh, sorry. Come onto your stomach. Actually, sorry. Skip that. We're gonna do swimming first. Here we go. Onto your chest. Legs out behind you, arms reach out long. Push the pubic bone and the pelvis down, lift your abdominals up, come to a low hover with the arms and legs. Lift your left arm, right leg, and then switch, right arm, left leg, and then swim for for one whole breath. So it goes inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Okay, plank. Coming up, holding, toes tucked, lift up, and we start. Now, you have the option of fancifying your plank by lifting one leg up and then rocking on the other toes. It's a good little toe stretch, tendon stretch. Lift the other leg up, rock back and forth. Place that foot down, other leg lifts, rock back and forth. Toe down, rock back and forth. And toe down one more, rock back and forth. Good. Now, place your knees down, turn around, feet are on the mat, hands behind you, tabletop. I was working on this with the kids last night. Fingertips point forward toward your heels, curl the chest open, and lift. And we were trying to get them to get their hips as high as their knees, but still look forward. Kids really like to drop their head back here. I don't know, it's like kids like back bends in general, but all of us, adults and kids, we're gonna stay looking straight forward and just lift your hips, lift, 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 and then come down. Okay, now kneeling side kicks. So come onto your knees just for fun. We're gonna work on this a little bit. And if you just wanna work on the stretch part of it, great. So we'll take that right leg out and left hand to the mat. Okay, now the stretch part is left hand to the mat, right hand behind my head. So my toes are still down on the mat, pointing forward in line with my knee. And then I'm gonna lean my hips forward. So that's the stretch. Lean the hip forward, open the chest, draw my abdominals back. So head is going back, hips are forward. Just a nice big side stretch there. Okay, if I wanna work on lifting that leg, first off, my supporting hip has to be pretty happy. So if it's not, you have options, right? You could put your hand up on a block. You could just come up like this. Just have my hand on my waistline here and just work that action. That's lovely for starting to work strength in that supporting hip. Otherwise, turn your right toes up to the sky, lift your leg up, hip height, and circle 1, 2, 3. Reverse your circles, 1, 2, 3. And that's it. That's all we do for side kicks, okay? Kneeling side kicks. All right, second side. So we'll work on the stretch mostly. Stretch your left leg out. My toes are pointing the same direction as my knee. So I'm pointing the side of my mat. Right hand is down. Left hand behind my head, base of my skull. I can take my head back and my hips forward, opening up the front of that hip. This is a good stretch for people who walk or run a lot and those hip flexors get tight right across the front there. Nice big full breath. And again, you have the option of being up here because sometimes that supporting hip starts to feel really, not just tired, but like there's like a pain in the center of the joint. We're not looking for that. We don't want that pain. So come up higher and place your hand on a block or something, some support there. Okay, otherwise, if all is good, turn your left toes up to the sky and lift them up hip height. And we go 1, 2, 3 circles and reverse. 1, 2, 3 circles and place that foot down. Good. Now come right onto your right hip where you are for mermaid and left hand on your ankle. So I'm going to stack my left ankle on top of my right foot. It's easy there. No, nothing fancy. And take my right arm up. Big inhale. Exhale. Reach it over. Come up. Relax that left shoulder. And big reach, lifting up through the left waistline and up. I always coordinate the breath. It feels good. Exhale. And then inhale, come up, arms out to your sides. Lean over to that right side. Leave your hips behind. Bend the right elbow. Then top arm comes over the ear. Reach your left hip away. Top hip, reach it away. And then come up and round over. So good to open the side body. Big stretch through the sides of the waist, lifting that left waistline too, and up. And one more time, reaching over, lift up through the crown of your head, and then arms out. I could bend that elbow into my waistline to make my landing a little softer. Reach through that top hip, big long side stretch, and then come it back up, and we'll switch sides, swinging the legs over, second side, ankle into foot, left arm up. So relaxing that right shoulder, but lifting through the whole right waistline still as best you can. Inhale, exhale, round it over. And back up, and round it over. I like the breath, I think, because I get length. So it's an inhale, then as I exhale, I'm pulling the waistline in more. And back up, and arms come out. And I reach, top arm, palm can face up here. Reach that top hip away. Big side stretch, and back up, trying to use the side of my waist to lift me up. And back up. Exhale, round it over. Inhale, and one more time. Exhale, round it over. And then arms come out. And again, I could draw that elbow right into my side there to make the landing a little more gentle. Top arm reaches and come back up. And turn to face the front. Okay. We're just going to do for fun. And it's a little out of sequence, but that's okay. The very beginning of boomerang, because we taught that in the advanced class, and I want to just have like some sequence to it, so I don't spring it on you next time and you have no idea what's going on. So we're just sitting, feet together, cross your right leg over your left, right? And the first part of this is hands by your sides. All you're trying to do is lift your legs off the ground, which is very entertaining and almost impossible for most of us. Especially for me, I'm like so leg dominant that they weigh like 5 times as much as my upper body. So getting them up off the floor, I'd love to see this. This is where I need to be able to see you guys. Can you lift your legs and not move anything else? I have to tip back. So try it. Just see. I've got my right leg over my left. Can I tip? Can I lift my legs? Okay, then there is a tipping back, and that's the only part of it we're going to do today. So I'm right leg crossed over left, tip it back, and I'm on my back. And now look, just from here, recross your legs and rock back up. Okay, so that's like a nice little total baby boomerang. Now my left leg is on top and my hands by my sides, and I'm just can I lift my legs? Right? And can I lift them without moving my torso? I can't, but can you? One more time. And then rock it all the way back, and you're on your back, your legs are in the air, recross, and you come up. And now here, we'll bow forward, touch your toes, so it's a good forward bend. Nice stretch. You're a little bit warmed up for it. Hands back by your sides, tip your legs up, rock onto your back. Last time, recross your legs, tip back up, and forward bend, reach. And you get a stretch that way. And that's our little very baby, very introductory beginning part of boomerang. Okay, and then from there you draw it right in for seals. So drawing the hands through the legs, holding on to the outsides of my ankles, heels touch. We don't hold on to the soles of the feet in Pilates. You have to use a little more pelvic floor strength when you're not trying to use your feet. Okay, so here we go. Rocking back and clap. 1, 2, 3, and up, 2, 3, and back, 2, 3. We're going to do 2 more. This is 1 more, and then we're going to come up to stand by undoing our hands, crossing our feet, come all the way up, turn yourself around to face the back of the room, arms up, and round yourself over to touch the floor. Walk your hands out. 1, 2, 3. We're going to work on the little baby push-ups. I had a request to work on push-up preparation. So, good form for push-ups. Place your knees down to start so you can work with a lot less resistance. You're not going to hurt your shoulders. It doesn't matter if your toes are on the ground or not. The key to this is all about the triceps. That's the back of the upper arms. So even if you just hold right here, straight arms, this is good workout, right? Holding your plank. Elbows go straight back to your rib cage, to the wall behind you. Okay, that's really the key here. Fingers spread wide, hands turned straight forward, not turned in at all. And so at first it could just be this much of a little movement just to get yourself to definitely have the shoulders going back and not going wide. And then once you get that much, try coming all the way down. Shoulders are lifted still, they're not touching the mat or anything. And then using my waistline, my butt muscles, my thighs, I come back up. Okay, so we'll do 2 more like that. Elbows straight to your sides, straight back up. Elbows straight to your sides and straight back up. And then tuck your toes, pike your hips up, Walk your hands back to your feet. 1, 2, 3, and come all the way up using your waistline, lifting nice and tall. Keep that lift, hands to your sides. And that's it. That's mixed level Pilates mat class.